Competition is a weird thing because very seldom in life can you take two objects and smash them together and not do anything but destroy both objects, break them down into smaller components. But with competition, when you take two great players or two great businesses or two great businessmen and you smash them together, sometimes one gets obliterated. Sometimes one just emerges victorious, completely victorious. But a lot of the time what happens with competition is you smash these two ultra skillful businesses, entities, athletes together, it increases the size and strength of both entities. Now one will technically win for sure, but competition's weird because you smash into the better player or entity or business you smash into, the better that makes you. It helps you grow. So you want to start smashing into the very best in your industry. You need to go find the best competition. Now there's probably a level where smashing into somebody that's far beyond you, you reach your limit and you do get destroyed. But you'll be surprised what that upper threshold is. I've seen guys play against NBA players that you wouldn't think could play against an NBA player. I've seen high school kids make it to a D2 school and most people didn't think they could play in college at all. Competition, if you're seeking out the best competition, when you smash into the best, you grow. Most things you smash together, they disintegrate, they fall apart. The caveat, of course, is you have to have the right mindset to be able to smash into things and absorb the blow, learn from the being smashed into, and then you actually do grow. The competition is a catalyst. It's a growth agent. I often talk about killers, rare people. They want to go against the very best because within them, they need to know how good they really are. They really need to know. So they need to play against the very best. You see this come out. You can feel it under the surface with someone like Michael Jordan. They wonder if they could play against some of the guys playing now and some of the guys in the past, how they would stack up. They don't wonder. They want to get out there and dominate, you know. So great players are always looking for the best competition. And great businessmen are always looking for the best competition. Even, I'll use one more example before we get to this quote by Max Kellerman and this story Max Kellerman tells about Jordan, which fits perfectly with what I've been talking about regarding killers. But another analogy is, if you look at cell phones, the iPhone was spectacular when it came out. And then it had to smash into Android. Android came. And phones just keep getting better by this smashing together of great entities. So start to love competition. Start to love getting into the froth of a battle. Because, again, it's weird. Competition, you take two entities, you smash them together. They become something greater. Both of them, if they're willing.
He is a defectively competitive human being, Michael Jordan. Defectively competitive.
Yes. And we love every second of it.
This is the greatest sports story I've ever heard.
Okay.
Oh, I can't take how good this is. Stephen A. Smith told me.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan would intentionally antagonize opponents right before the big game, right? Game 7 of playoff series. He would really do things, and I can't say what they were, to infuriate them and get under their skin. And my response was, of course, like Muhammad Ali, you get a psychological edge by unnerving your opponent because they're less than their best when they compete against you. Stephen A. said, no, Jordan did it because he wanted to make sure he got the best version of his opponent so that when he beat them, singing them, Giving You the Best That I Got by Anita Baker. This is not me with any excuses. This is you at your very best, and I am better than you. This is my favorite sports story of all time.
So good.
Another reason why Jordan's the GOAT is because there's so many legends about him. And the funny thing is, it's like when they first thought the city of Troy didn't exist, and then they found some archaeological evidence that, wow, Troy really did exist, and maybe the Iliad was real. Not maybe, it was possibly, you know, at least based on a real place. There might have been a real war there. With Jordan, there's all of these legends, and then you find evidence that it's real. You get multiple accounts that this stuff actually happened. I know, I've studied Jordan enough to know that sometimes he did do it to throw a player off their game. But when he was playing against the very best, a Magic, a Barkley, a Bird, he did want them at their very best for the same reason I just spoke about. And what Max Kellerman said as well, but he knew when he smashed into great players, it made him better. I'll finish by saying that sometimes when you smash into this great competition, at first you may feel as if you're a bit smaller. You've been crushed, you've been demolished. So it's not always instantaneous. Sometimes you get hit and the impact causes you to shrink. You go against somebody, you didn't know there were players out there that big, that strong, that fast, that skillful. You may feel like you shrink a little bit. Same thing in business. You may hit up against a big competitor and go, my God, how can we ever reach their level? They have so many resources. Same principle. But if you keep going back and smashing into those great players, those great companies, if you keep doing that, eventually you start to grow. It's not like you get do it one time and you're bit like Spider-Man by a spider and all of a sudden you have all of these powers. It's not what happens. It's the repetitive smashing into each other. And you disintegrate maybe a little bit, but then you build up a toughness, a strength, and keep doing it. I love competition simply because of that. It makes the world a better place. It's the reason the world keeps improving economically overall. It's the reason technology keeps improving overall. It's the reason athletes keep getting bigger and stronger overall. It's the reason there's more skills in the game of basketball overall and in every sport overall. This competition, people keep slamming into each other and you either grow or you die. That's really it. There's no alternative. You either grow or you quit. You either grow or you're forgotten. There's a lot of players who stay at a level they're comfortable at because they're successful there. It's the big fish in a small pond syndrome. What you really want to do is be a big fish in a big pond and eventually a fish in an ocean, and then maybe you can become a shark in the ocean. That's the whole game right there. You're just trying to not just stay in the small pond, trying to go from the pond to the lake to the ocean. And each time you grow and become a bigger fish in a bigger pond. That's what competition does. It allows you to do that. I love mixing all of these analogies and metaphors. So anyways, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Talk to you soon.
Growing up, I was always interested in the mental game. After years of study, I developed the BasketballBrain program. My life is devoted to helping others achieve their greatness. I hope you'll like, subscribe, and if you take a chance with the BasketballBrain program, I promise you your game's going to reach levels that you never thought.